The standard circulating coinage of the United Kingdom is denominated in pounds sterling, and, since the introduction of the £2 coin in 1994, ranges in value from 1 penny to £2. Since decimalisation on 15 February 1971, the pound has been divided into 100 pence. For the 16th century until decimalisation, the pound was divided into 20 shillings, each of 12 pence. British coins are minted by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint also commissions the coins' designs. As of 30 March 2010, there were an estimated 28 billion coins circulating in the United Kingdom. The first decimal coins were circulated in 1968. These were the 5 pence and 10 pence, and had values of 1 shilling and 2 shillings, respectively, under the pre-decimal pounds sound system. The decimal coins are minted in copper-plated steel, nickel-plated steel, copro-nickel and nickel brass. The £2 coin is bimetallic. The coins are discs, except for the 20 pence and 50 pence pieces, both of which have faces that are heptagonal curves of constant width. All the circulating coins have an effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and various national and regional designs, and a denomination on the reverse. The circulating coins, excepting the £2 coin, were redesigned in 2008, keeping the sizes and compositions unchanged, but introducing reverse designs that each depict a part of the royal shield of arms and form the whole shield when they're placed together in the appropriate arrangement. The exception, the 2008 £1 coin, depicts the entire shield of arms on the reverse. All current coins carry a Latin inscription whose full form is Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensatrix, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen and Defender of the Faith. In addition to the circulating coinage, the UK also mints commemorative decimal coins in the denomination of £5. Prior to decimalisation, the coin denomination was 5 shillings, that is, 1/4 of a pound. Crowns, therefore, had a face value of 25p from decimalisation until 1981, when the last 25p crown was struck. Ceremonial Maundy money and bullion coinage of gold sovereigns, half-sovereigns, and gold and silver Britannia coins are also produced. Some territories outside the United Kingdom that use the pound sterling produce their own coinage, with the same denominations and specifications as the UK coinage but local designs. In the years just prior to decimalisation, the circulating British coins were the half crown, 2 shillings, a florin, shilling, sixpence, threepence, penny and halfpenny. The farthing had been withdrawn in 1960. There was also the crown, which was legal tender but only minted on special occasions and not normally circulated. All modern coins feature a profile of the current monarch's head. The direction in which they face changes with each successive monarch, a pattern that began with the Stuarts. For the Tudors and pre-Restoration Stuarts, both left and right-facing portrait images were minted within the reign of a single monarch. In the Middle Ages, portrait images tended to be full-face. From a very early date, British coins have been inscribed with the name of the ruler of the kingdom in which they were produced, and a longer or shorter title, always in Latin. Among the earliest distinctive English coins are the silver pennies of Offa of Mercia, which were inscribed with the legend Offa Rex, King Offa. The English silver penny was derived from another silver coin, the Seat, of 20 troy grains weight, which was in general circulation in Europe during the Middle Ages. In the 12th century, Henry II established a sterling silver standard for English coinage of 92.5% silver and 7.5% copper. replacing the earlier use of fine silver in the Middle Ages. The coinage reform of 1816 set up a weight-value ratio and physical sizes for silver coins. Silver was eliminated from coins, except Maundy coins, in 1947. History. Manufacture. The history of the Royal Mint stretches back to AD 886. For many centuries production took place in London, initially at the Tower of London, and then at premises nearby in Tower Hill. In the 1970s production was transferred to Llantrisant in South Wales. Historically, Scotland and England had separate coinage. The last Scottish coins were struck in 1709, shortly after union with England. Coins were originally hand-hammered, an ancient technique in which two dies are struck together with a blank coin between them. This was the traditional method of manufacturing coins in the Western world from the classical Greek era onwards, in comparison with Asia, where coins were traditionally cast. The first milled coins were produced during the reign of Elizabeth I and periodically during the subsequent reigns of James I and Charles I, but there was initially opposition to mechanization from the moneyers, who ensured that most coins continued to be produced by hammering. All British coins produced since 1662 have been milled. Origins of the penny. The English penny first appeared in Anglo-Saxon times as a silver coin. It was derived from another silver coin, the seat, of 20 troy grains weight, which was in general circulation in Europe during the Middle Ages. The weight of the English penny was fixed at 22.5 troy grains by offer of Mercia, an 8th century contemporary of Charlemagne. The coin's designated value, however, was that of 24 troy grains of silver, with the difference being a premium attached by virtue of the minting into coins. Thus, 240 pennyweights made 1 troy pound of silver in weight, and the monetary value of 240 pennies also became known as a pound. The silver penny remained the primary unit of coinage for about 500 years. The purity of 92.5% silver was instituted by Henry II in 1158 with the Tilby penny, a hammered coin. Over the years, the penny was gradually debased until by the 16th century it contained about a third the silver content of a proper troy 24-grain pennyweight. By 1915, a penny was worth around 1/6 what it had been worth during the Middle Ages. British government sources suggest that prices have risen over 61-fold since 1914. So a medieval sterling silver penny might have had purchasing power equivalent to £4.50 today, and a farthing would have the value of slightly more than today's pound. Silver content. For the time of Charlemagne until the 12th century, the silver currency of England was made from the highest purity silver available. Unfortunately, there were drawbacks to minting currency of fine silver, notably the level of wear it suffered, and the ease with which coins could be clipped or trimmed by those dealing in the currency. In the 12th century, a new standard for English coinage was established by Henry II, the sterling silver standard of 92.5% silver and 7.5% copper. This was a harder wearing alloy, yet it was still a rather high grade of silver. It went some way towards discouraging the practice of clipping, though this practice was further discouraged and largely eliminated with the introduction of the milled edge we see on coins today. During the reign of Henry VIII, the silver content was gradually debased, reaching a low of 1/3 silver. However, in Edward VI's reign, silver purity was increased to sterling again, and the first crowns and half-crowns were produced dated 1551. For this point onwards till 1920, sterling was the rule. By 1696, the currency had been seriously weakened by an increase in clipping during the 9 Years' War, to the extent that it was decided to recall and replace all hammered silver coinage in circulation. The exercise came close to disaster due to fraud and mismanagement, but was saved by the personal intervention of Isaac Newton after his appointment as Warden of the Mint, a post which was intended to be a sinecure, but which he took seriously. Newton was subsequently given the post of Master of the Mint in 1699. Following the 1707 union between the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland, Newton used his previous experience to direct the 1707 to 1710 Scottish recoinage, resulting in a common currency for the new Kingdom of Great Britain. After the 15th of September 1709, no further silver coins were ever struck in Scotland, as a result of a report written by Newton on the 21st of September 1717 to the Lords Commissioners of His Majesty's Treasury. The bimetallic relationship between gold coins and silver coins was changed by royal proclamation on the 22nd of December 1717, forbidding the exchange of gold guineas for more than 21 silver shillings. Due to differing valuations in other European countries, this inadvertently resulted in a silver shortage, as silver coins were used to pay for imports, while exports were paid for in gold, effectively moving Britain from the silver standard to its first gold standard, rather than the bimetallic standard implied by the proclamation. The coinage reform of 1816 set up a weight-value ratio and physical sizes for silver coins. In 1920, the silver content of all British coins was reduced from 92.5% to 50%, with a portion of the remainder consisting of manganese, which caused the coins to tarnish to a very dark color after they had been in circulation for a significant period. Silver was eliminated altogether in 1947, except for Maundy coinage, which returned to the pre-1920 92.5% silver composition. The 1816 weight-value ratio and size system survived the debasement of silver in 1920, and the adoption of token coins of copper-nickel in 1947. It even persisted after decimalisation for those coins which had equivalents and continued to be minted with the values in new pence. The UK finally abandoned it in 1992 when smaller, more convenient, silver coins were introduced. Monarchs had all coins since the 17th century have featured a profile of the current monarch's head. The direction in which they face changes with each successive monarch, a pattern that began with the Stuarts, as shown in the table below. For the Tudors and pre-Restoration Stuarts, both left and right-facing portrait images were minted within the reign of a single monarch. In the Middle Ages, portrait images tended to be full-face. There was a small quirk in this alternating pattern when Edward VIII ascended to the throne in January 1936 and was portrayed facing left, the same as his predecessor George V. This was because Edward thought his left to be his best side. However, Edward VIII abdicated in December 1936 and his coins were never put into general circulation. When George VI came to the throne, he had his coins struck with him facing the left, as if Edward VIII's coins had faced right. Thus, in a timeline of circulating British coins, George V and Vi's coins both feature left-facing portraits, although they follow directly chronologically.